Here we go. We live. This is how to get house deals from wholesalers. All right, this is a question on my school community. And basically, he asked me, let's see what exactly he asked me. He said, hey, I'm trying to get deals for houses. I've heard that wholesaling is the way to go. And maybe, yes, of course I have my opinions on that, but let's talk precisely about wholesalers and how you might get deals from them. I see that somebody's watching me. Hit me with a comment here. I want to see, trying to use a different, oh, hey, Bo knows. What's up, man? Hello. All right, so how to get deals from wholesalers is what we're talking about, deals on houses. So if you're watching this later, basically what a wholesaler is, if you don't know, sorry if this is boring for you, but wholesaler is somebody who gets a house generally off market. Some of them go on market to get a house, but they get a house under contract to purchase for $100,000. Then they come to somebody like me who's actually going to buy it, and they say, hey, I'll sell you this house for $110,000. They're not actually selling me the house for $110,000. What they're doing is they are selling me their position in the contract for the difference. So the difference in this case would be the $10,000. And then when I go to buy the house and close, they get paid their $10,000 assignment fee. Okay. But anyway, a lot of people, they get their deals through wholesalers. And that's a viable way to get deals. You can go to the market, go through a real estate agent, get houses off the real estate market, which is pretty difficult to get great deals there. So then what people will end up doing is turning to an off-market source like a wholesaler. Okay, so what you want to do is you want to get sent deals from these guys. And the way that you go about doing that is first, I would go to like your local Facebook groups. So pretty much every city that I've ever been has like a real estate investor group, RIA. They usually will do meetups or whatever. And so you want to find those Facebook groups, and it's simply your city real estate investor group or your city real estate investors. And you'll find one or multiple of those groups. Get in there. I guarantee you that wholesalers are in there dropping their deals to try to get you to buy them. And then you just message them, hey, I'm a buyer and I want to be on your list. And they'll probably ask you, oh, cool, what kind of houses do you want to buy? And if you ever hear me talk about how important I think it is to have your buy box, hopefully you're able to tell them exactly what you want, where you want, and how you want it. That's one way. Next way is Facebook Marketplace. Okay, a lot of wholesalers will list the houses on Facebook Marketplace. And same thing, just tap them, say, hey, I'm a buyer, don't like this one, but I might like another one, so go ahead and put me on your list. Here's my email address, and this is the type of house that I like. Next is that they're probably sending you postcards, okay, if you own a house already. Or if not, you go to Google and you type in, I want to sell my house fast. Sell fast in cash. All these different keywords that they pay for marketing for, or they pay for the SEO to come to the top of the list, and just click through, go to the website. Nicer if you go around the clicks so they don't have to pay for the lead, because it's pretty expensive. Google ads cost per lead for real estate, wholesalers, or if you're a real estate investor going direct, they cost a bunch. I think like $200 a pop when I was running ads, and somebody's going to be on there that really knows how to run those ads. And they're like, well, I'd get mine for $85. Fine, whatever. It costs a lot. I don't want to cost them that money. So if you can go around, go to their website, and then find the other side, or find some form to fill out and just say, hey, I would love to buy houses from you, so that you're wholesaling or whatever, and here's the exact type of house I like, and so on and so forth. Easy enough. So those are the 3 ways that you might go find a wholesaler. And then obviously you could actually go to those meetups. But this is the important part that I want to tell you. Okay. And I'm not saying to not buy from a wholesaler because that is a source that I bought plenty of houses from. Okay, but the ways that I just told you, if you find their deal on Facebook Marketplace, or if you find their deal, because they're sending it out in a batch, once you get on their email list, they'll send them all out. Generally speaking, those aren't the best deals. Now, I know that sometimes, let's explain this first before I get into that. Basically, guy gets it under contract right here. This is UC, under contract. And now the contract that they have is usually going to be like whatever. They might have 30, 60, 90 days of contract with it. The closing date, let's say I get it under contract on August 1st, and I say the closing date's going to be at the end of September 30th. Okay, so once that contract has expired and they didn't close, if they don't extend it, the contract's null and void, right? So this person has a shot clock, and this is September 30th. And in that time, they need to find somebody who is going to raise their hand and say, yes, I'll buy that at the price that you're offering it at, and I can close by this date. And then, of course, they hope that it doesn't get pushed past that date because they might lose the deal at that point. If, using that $100,000 example, somebody might come in to the seller and say, hey, I'll actually offer you 110. And so they just hope that thing falls out of contract so they can go take the higher offer. That happens a lot of times. Okay, so the wholesaler is under pressure here. Okay, so they need to find somebody that's going to do it that they can trust. And that's a really important part. So real quick, one of the ways that you would find deals is finding shot clock expirations, let's call it. So if you make offers on these houses, so even if they have it listed at 110, they just say they'll take 110 for it, you can still make an offer for 90 grand. They might go back and talk to the seller and try to get them to lower their price or whatever. So I know that's how a lot of you guys get deals, is you make the offer of whatever you would buy it at. And if these people are up against the shot clock, if let's say it's a week prior to this, it's on, let's say September 21st, they're going to be like, shit, if I don't move it, then I might be in a situation where I don't get any money. So screw it. I'll take, a few $1,000. When we had our wholesaling company, especially when we were like just starting out, we might get great deals on the front end. We were selling a lot of them for like $5,000 or under because we didn't have a seller's list built up yet. So that's a great way to get deals. Okay, 2 is by, the buddy system, let's call it. Okay, here's the thing that you got to understand. This is why a lot of those deals aren't great. As I mentioned, we owned a wholesaling company. And why did I own a wholesaling company? Well, it's because that gave me the opportunity to fund myself having these bird dogs that go out there and find deals for me. We would send a bunch of mail. We had cold calling going on, and leads would come in. And we had so many coming in that I didn't want to have to go on all those appointments myself. So we hired salespeople to come in. Okay, but when we got a deal, who do you think got the first crack at these things? Okay, it was me. Hello. I want to buy them because I'm the investor. And wholesalers generally do have the ability to buy. And so if they get the best deals possible, probably going to be them. And going back to the shot clock, of course, they can trust themselves to close on time. That was another big thing because you lose a deal if you don't get it closed on time. Okay, and then you have your inner circle. Okay, these are people that have bought from you before. You probably know them well. And you're like, okay, I know if I go talk to Bo Knows, if I talk to Bo Knows, I know that Bo Knows he's a closer. Okay, so pretty much if I assign the deal to him, I know without a doubt that thing's closing. And so I'm calling Bo Knows. And even though I know that I could probably go out to the market and sell, $100,000 contract, I know that I could sell it for 120 if I really want to go through the next thing, which is the email list. Okay, but Bo knows is the sure thing, and the sure thing is great, especially when the shot clock is tight. So that's the inner circle. Okay, but as I mentioned, as I go further out on these bands, onto my email list, okay, now I got to deal with people that I probably don't know, or at least don't know that well, because remember, just like I told you, go to Facebook Marketplace and tell them, hey, put me on your list. It's a lot of guys like that. So you don't know. Like, these guys might have to do 20 showings to get a deal. They might have to bring in inspectors, and a lot of times they won't tell you this, right? They'll like say, yeah, put me under contract, man. And, I'm no problem to deal with. We'll close it on time. And then as soon as they're under contract, they're like, hey, I'm going to have my inspector come by. And you're like, what? Dude, no, you didn't say you're going to have an inspector. There's like a person living there. This deal is fragile. Like, I can't have you going in there and like messing with that. They're going to be asking questions. Okay. Now I'm not saying that there's like things I'm balancing here. As the wholesaler, you want somebody who's not going to have to deal with any of that crap, because you really don't want any friction between you and the seller. Okay. And a lot of times, I know this makes everybody mad, but most of the wholesalers are not great salespeople. Okay. So they don't really have the balls to say, hey, what I'm going to do is get this under contract, then I'm going to go find serious investors who are going to buy the contract. Do you get it? No, because they wouldn't get it, and therefore they wouldn't ever get the deal. So what they say instead is, yeah, I'm going to buy this. It's my cash. I'm totally going to buy this. I'm totally going to close on time, because it's way easier to do a deal that way. And that's what a lot of them do. That's why wholesaling gets a bad name. That's why I talk a lot of trash on wholesalers. I know it happens like that because, well, I hired a lot of bad salespeople. Not all of them were bad. Some of them are awesome. Some of them are very successful investors right now, but that's the easy way to do it. So that's what a lot of people say. I digress. Okay. So for the wholesaler, they want to cause as little friction as possible. For you as a buyer, you want to cause them as little friction as possible, because then you get into the inner circle. Okay. I'm not saying don't inspect it. What I am saying is that you should join my freaking community and watch more of my content, so you learn how you can assess those things yourself instead of having to have inspectors come in. That will save you a lot of time, get you way more deals, because you can make decisions quickly. Okay, but anyway, if their inner circle is not playing ball, now they have to go to their email list. Okay, the email list is a bunch of people that they might or might not know. They might be really bad to buy. They might blow up the deal, and that sucks. Okay, so if I'm going to have to deal with crappy stuff, okay, me here, I get to buy it at 100. You can't see that. Inner circle, I'll let buy at 110K because they're going to be really easiest 10 grand I ever made. Email list though, screw those guys. I'm offering that up at a 120K. I better make some extra money if I got to go do the lockbox thing and walk all these people through. Okay, but my email list is not working. Okay, so now I'm going to go way out here and go to like Facebook Marketplace. I see some guys like on Twitter putting out deals. Now I'm going to really have problems. So I'm going to go at 130K. Okay. You get it. So if you know about the deal because of Facebook Marketplace, it probably sucks. That's what I'm really saying. Okay, but the truth is, it's not necessarily like this where it's 100 me, then 110, 120, 130. What it is instead is like they actually maybe had the deal here. I'm trying to think how I explain it. Basically, they tried at 110 on all of these, but nobody was buying, so they kept having to go out further and having to go out further. The point is, the deal's really crappy in the first place. It shouldn't be 110. Hell, it probably shouldn't even be 100. They just got a really crappy deal because they're not good at it, so they're trying to basically sell it to some sucker. This is like the sucker list. Email list is kind of the sucker list. That's actually the point here. So like, Well, hang on. I'm not ready to talk trash yet, because there are good ways to get deals from wholesalers. I bought a lot of houses from wholesalers. Okay, shot clock method, the buddy method. That means getting into the inner circle. That's what I should have called it, inner circle. Now this one, let's call the mentorship route. Okay, this is more like, goes like this. New guy gets into wholesaling. Okay, most of them don't make it because it's a really tough business. Like, I mean, you're buying somebody's house, right? That's a tough sales pitch, as big as it gets for regular people. So, and you have to build yourself up with authority and all that. We're not going to do sales training today. I will someday if that's what you guys want. But you have to build up all this authority, and you got to be really good I mean, you go on an appointment and you get somebody's house under contract to purchase. I mean, think about that. Somebody's $100,000, $200,000, $300,000 house on the spot. I mean, I like the last house I bought for myself personally. I pulled up, first time I pulled up, had like the moving truck with me. Neighbors are sitting on the porch. I go talk to the neighbors, and I ended up having their house under contract on the spot, totally cold, never met them before. Is that something that like the average person is going to be able to do? No, probably not. Most people aren't going to get houses under contract that quickly. It takes a lot of years of practice and such to do that. Therefore, that means 90% of the people who become wholesalers or try to wholesale fail absolutely miserably. But that 10%, okay, so, I'm writing on this and you can't see it. That 10%, there are 10% of the people that they are going to make it and they're going to get some deals. Okay, but the thing is, they're going to get deals and they're not going to have anybody to sell it to, because remember the shot clock. I want to find those people. Okay, so if that was my main source of getting deals is through wholesalers, and I was using the mentorship route as we're talking about, if that was my main source, what I would be doing is looking for everybody out there that was new in the game. I would be looking for wholesalers in whatever way I could. I'd be asking around and have my ear to the ground. This is what I did. This was one of the primary sources for me for a while. I would find all the new guys out there. And then what I would do is I would befriend them and mentor them into becoming better wholesalers so they could succeed in the game. All the while, I would be the only buyer on their list, hopefully, or one of the few. I would be the whole circle for them. And that would work for a while. So like the problem is they either suck and they're part of the 90% and they go away, you waste your time, or they do become part of the 10%. And some of them only find a few deals and then they end up petering out anyway, find something else to do because that's not enough money, or they're really good. And if they're really good, it's only a matter of time before they figure out how to build that list. And as soon as they build that list, their prices start going up. You know, they get that $100,000 deal that's worth 130. They're taking the 130. Whereas if the shot clock's running down on them, they might sell it to me for 105. But the time runs out on that. So that's the game. And basically, like, you just got to pick your poison. Okay, if you want to go the wholesaler route and that's how you want to get deals, fine. Commit to it, you know, do all three methods, you know, be making offers all the time and get in people's inner circle, do the mentorship route, be on every friggin' list all the time, always be looking at that, always be the first guy, make yourself like very trustworthy, you know, like that you're a rock, you're going to close those things. That's the reputation you want if you go that route. If you go the on-market route, you know, you're going to go through realtors, fine, be fast. Throw out a volume of deal. Like you want to be making offers all the time. Everything that comes on, you're ready to put an offer in right away, sight unseen, because on the market, you can get it under contract, then go do an inspection. So you're just volume. You got to be able to make offers fast. That's how you end up getting deals on the real estate market, because just think about any of these options. If they've been out there for a long time, that means all the smart people have already seen them and said, oh, that deal sucks. Don't want that. So that means something's wrong with it. So you have to have, if it's been out there for a while, you got to have the skills to be able to do whatever it needs. Usually it's a bunch of construction, you know, whatever. It's got structural issues. That's why nobody's buying it. If you know how to deal with those things, you will get some deals. And then finally, there is like becoming the wholesaler yourself, where you do whatever the things the wholesaler was doing to go get leads, which is generally some sort of marketing. That's it. That's how you get deals from wholesalers. I can't see how where you guys are. Anybody got any questions before I sign off of here? I got a grocery duty today, so I have to pop off. Questions. Testing. 1, 2, 1, 2. All right, guys, cool. Thanks for hanging out. Talk to you later. Have a good day.